Welcome, viewers, to the journey of discovering a classic film Emergency, a haunting and emotional work of cinema. Emergency is not only a film with a tense and dramatic plot, but also a tragic story about the fate of the stars attached to this project. Introduced in the 1950s, Emergency is a work of art that not only impresses with its outstanding performances, but also with its mysterious and heartbreaking stories behind the scenes. Below are the tragic deaths of the 10 main actors in the film, each story arousing infinite sadness and grief for the talents who have left us. 1. John Smith. After the resounding success of Emergency, John Smith emerged as one of the brightest stars of the 1950s. His leading role affirmed his talent and charisma on the big screen, opening up many opportunities to collaborate with directors. Famous actor and producer. John quickly became a symbol of cinema at that time, appearing in many hit films and receiving praise from critics and audiences. However, while John's career was on the rise, his personal life was far from peaceful. He encountered persistent health problems and stress due to fame and work pressure. Despite this, John Smith continued to devote himself to art with unwavering passion. He worked tirelessly, participating in many film and theater projects and constantly challenging himself with diverse and complex roles. In 1960, when his career was at its peak, John Smith was involved in a serious car accident, leading to his sudden death. John's death was not only a huge loss for the family, but also a shock to the entire film industry. His passing left a huge void in the hearts of fans, and was one of the biggest losses in cinema of that period. John Smith's life ended suddenly and painfully, but his legacy lives on in the hearts of those who loved him. 2. Helen Clark. Helen Clark, after leaving a deep impression on Emergency, continued his acting career with a promising career. Her supporting role in the film made her one of the most popular actresses of the time. Helen Clark is known for her exquisite acting ability and special charm, which helps her easily conquer other roles throughout her career. However, while her career was skyrocketing, Helen Clark faced a harsh challenge: lung cancer. She discovered she had the disease in the early 1960s and began a painful battle with the disease. Although she continued to work and participate in film projects until her health no longer allowed, the deterioration of her health seriously affected her ability to work. While struggling with illness, Helen Clark maintained her spirit and optimism, which increased fans' admiration for her. She is a model of resilience and determination, and continues to inspire those around her. However, in 1962, after a long battle with cancer, Helen Clark died. Her death is not only a great loss for the film industry, but also a profound pain for her fans. Helen Clark leaves behind a rich artistic legacy and an image of strength and unyielding spirit. Her legacy continues to be remembered and admired, even though her life ended in unspeakable pain and grief. 3. Richard Lee. Richard Lee, after leaving a strong impression as the main villain in Emergency, quickly became one of the most popular actors in the film world. His role not only deepened the image of a haunting villain, but also demonstrated his diverse acting talents. In the following years, Richard Lee continued to succeed in his acting career with many impressive roles, from dramatic villains to charismatic protagonists. Richard's career does not stop at movies. He is also a familiar face on the theater stage, where he shows off his great acting skills. Critics and audiences alike admired his talent and considered him one of the greatest actors of that period. Richard Lee constantly challenges himself and expands his acting range, working with many famous directors and producers and actively participating in other artistic projects. However, in 1964, as Richard Lee's career was gaining momentum, he faced a severe challenge: heart disease. Although he made efforts to maintain his health and continue working, his illness became increasingly serious. The sudden passing of Richard Lee due to heart disease was not only a great shock to family and friends, but also a great loss to the film industry. His talent could no longer be exploited, and his passing left a huge void in the hearts of fans and colleagues. Richard Lee passed away when his career was reaching its peak, leaving behind a rich artistic legacy and a deep sadness in the hearts of the public. 4. Margaret Jones. Margaret Jones, in a key supporting role in Emergency, has shown a subtle and impressive acting talent. Her role in the film demonstrated the variety and depth of her acting abilities, and highlighted the special qualities she brings to each role. After the success of the film, Margaret continued to receive praise and love from the audience, as well as colleagues in the industry. Margaret Jones' career continued to flourish, as she participated in many different film and theater projects. She constantly proves her talent through diverse roles, from important supporting roles to vibrant main characters. Margaret is known not only for her excellent acting ability, but also for her dedication and passion for her profession. She became a symbol of dedication and professionalism in the film industry. However, in 1966, Margaret Jones' career and life were cut short by a stroke. Her death was a huge shock to fans and colleagues. Margaret passed away when her career was in its prime, leaving a huge void in the film industry and in the hearts of those who loved her. Her passing is not only an artistic loss, but also a profound pain for those who worked with her and loved her. Margaret Jones's legacy continues to be remembered and cherished, even though her life ended in indescribable grief and loss. 5. George Parker. George Parker, one of the prominent leading men of Emergency, left a deep impression with an emotional and powerful performance. His role not only portrayed a multidimensional character, but also demonstrated his extraordinary acting ability and attracted the attention of both critics and audiences. After the success of the film, George Parker continued to develop his film career with many impressive roles. He became a familiar face on the big and small screens, worked with famous directors, and participated in many other successful projects. George's ability to transform into diverse roles, from inspiring protagonists to complex supporting roles, has helped him maintain his position in the film industry. However, in 1968, George Parker's promising career was cut short by a tragic plane crash. His sudden passing left the whole world shocked and heartbroken. George Parker, who was once loved and admired, no longer has the opportunity to continue his artistic career and contribute further to the film industry. His loss was not only a huge shock to his family and friends, but also a huge loss in the film industry. George Parker's artistic legacy continues to be cherished and remembered, but the pain of his passing will forever remain an unforgettable part of the public's hearts. 6. Susan Gray. Susan Gray, with a key role in Emergency, has proven his outstanding acting talent through an emotional and profound role. Her career after the film continued to flourish, as Susan received praise and recognition from critics and audiences. She participated in other film and television projects, including memorable roles and making a deep impression on fans. Susan Gray is a multi-talented actress, not only outstanding with her acting ability, but also with her professionalism and dedication to her work. She is a rising star in the film industry, and her career promises to continue to achieve more success. However, in 1970, Susan's life and career were cut short by a heartbreaking car accident. Susan Gray's death shook the film community and left behind unforgettable memories. Her passing is not only a great loss to her family and friends, but also a huge absence in the film industry. Susan is remembered as an icon of talent and dedication, and although her career was cut abruptly short, her legacy continues to live on in the hearts of those who loved her. 7. Arthur King. Arthur King, a prominent star with an impressive supporting role in Emergency, has conquered the audience with his exquisite acting talent and strong charisma. His role not only made a profound impression, but also contributed significantly to the overall success of the film. After the film's release, Arthur King continued to build his film career with many diverse and successful roles. He has proven his ability in many different genres, from lovable protagonists to complex and challenging characters. His career continued to grow, and Arthur quickly became one of the most beloved and respected actors in the film industry. However, in 1972, Arthur King's life and career were seriously affected when he had to undergo a complex surgery. Although doctors tried their best to save him, the surgery was unsuccessful, leading to his death. Arthur King's passing leaves a huge void in the film industry. He is remembered not only for his outstanding talent, but also for his generous personality and positive contribution to the arts. Arthur King's legacy continues to live on in the minds of those who loved him, and his loss was a huge shock to the industry. 8. Elaine Roberts. Elaine Roberts, actress with a memorable role in Emergency, left a strong mark with a touching and realistic performance. Elaine's career is highly appreciated for her exquisite acting ability and constant dedication to her craft. She is a remarkable talent in the film industry, and her role in the film highlighted her great artistic qualities. However, Elaine Roberts' career and life encountered great challenges when she suffered from a serious neurological disease. Although she fought stubbornly against this cruel disease, her health condition gradually worsened, seriously affecting her ability to work and her quality of life. Elaine passed away in 1974 after a long struggle with illness. Her death is not only a great loss to the film industry, but also a poignant reminder of the suffering and hardship that artists often face, sometimes unseen or unheard of. Clearly understood by the public. The passing of Elaine Roberts has left many feeling sad, and her legacy continues to be cherished and remembered with respect. These tragic deaths have created a layer of gloom that covers the film emergency, making each performance in the work even more memorable and emotional. Join us as we continue to explore profound and touching stories from stars who have left an indelible mark on cinema history. 9. David Allen. David Allen, who left a deep impression with his supporting role in Emergency, is a beloved and respected actor in the film industry. With his sophisticated acting ability and seriousness in each role, David has established his name and attracted the attention of audiences and critics. After the success of Emergency, David continues to be active in the film industry, appearing in many other projects and proving his versatility through many diverse roles. However, David's brilliant career was hindered by bad news when he was diagnosed with brain cancer in the mid-1970s. The disease struck quickly and showed no signs of improvement. Although David fought the disease tenaciously, his health gradually worsened, and in 1976, he passed away, much to the sadness of his fans and colleagues. David Allen's passing is not only a great loss to the film industry, but also a profound shock to those who knew and worked with him. David's legacy lives on in his works and in the hearts of those who loved him. 10. Linda Hart. Linda Hart, an actress who stands out with an important supporting role in Emergency, has conquered the audience with his emotional acting talent and sincerity in his roles. Linda's role not only made a strong impression but also highlighted her contribution to the overall success of the film. After the success of Emergency, Linda continues to work in the film industry with a variety of roles, proving her versatility and creativity. However, in 1978, Linda Hart suffered a severe stroke, marking a tragic turning point in her life and career. Her sudden passing was a big shock to the film community and fans. Linda's death is not only a huge loss to the industry, but also a profound sadness for those who knew and loved her. Linda Hart's passing highlights the challenges artists face, even as they achieve success and public adoration. Linda Hart's legacy is still cherished and remembered with respect, and her role in Emergency continues to be an unforgettable part in cinema history. These tragic deaths have created a layer of gloom that covers the film Emergency, making each performance in the work even more memorable and emotional. Join us as we continue to explore profound and touching stories from stars who have left an indelible mark on cinema history.